changes starting from this month of April.
You'll be living your good life.
Hi beautiful people, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. If today is your first time here, my name is Stella. On this channel, I talk about my life here in the UK, what is happening around me, and I share information. So if this content sounds like what you'll be interested in, then do not forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos. Click on that notification bell to get notified whenever I post any new video. And for my returning subscribers, you guys are the real G. Thank you guys for always coming back to watch my video. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys latest updates. For those of you that have been current on this update, changes in healthcare worker visa, changes in DAS. I mean, from 11th of March, you can no longer come with your dependent. And there's still further changes from this month of April. So guys, today's video is being sponsored. Are you planning to study abroad, or are you planning to come to the UK to study? If yes, then this video is for you. Getting accommodation can be so challenging, and currently in the UK they are facing accommodation crisis. Well, in today's video I am here to introduce to you all Amber. Amber is an online platform through which students can book accommodation near their universities. They are Asia's largest student accommodation providers. So if you're planning to study abroad, you need to check them out. Amber have got accommodation in more than 100 cities. They've got in Australia, they've got in United States, they've got in Europe. And in Europe, they've got the UK, Germany, Denmark, France, and Spain. So all you need to do is to click on the link, which I am going to leave on the description below. That is my referral link. So if you click on that link and book for your accommodation, if you know any family, friends that is planning to study abroad, whether in UK or in any of these countries I call, send them my referral link so that they can book for their accommodation. Trust me, getting accommodation is not easy. And with Amber, they've got different type of accommodation. If you're looking for a suite, just mention they have got you covered, and it's quite affordable. All you need to do is to check on what you can afford, and then you book for your accommodation. Trust me, getting accommodation is not easy, especially if you're going to a country that you don't know anyone. Well, like I said, Amber has got you covered. All you need to do is to click on the link on the description below, check them out, and thank me later. So guys, that is it for Amber students accommodation. For those of you planning to study abroad, getting accommodation can be so challenging. So I'll leave the link on the description below for easy access. Check them out, and I'm sure it will be helpful for those of you traveling abroad. Well, in today's video, I'll be talking about the latest announcement made by the UK government. Some of you are current, that always check on gov.uk. Most of the information I share are based on my research and experience, and this particular one, if you go on gov.uk, you see all that you need to know about this latest update. Well, I am with my phone, so I'll be bending my head down to see what I've got to say. Well, number one point is, well, you all know from the 11th of March, like I said, you can no longer come with your dependent and all of that. That is the first, big changes that, affected some families, friends, and all of that. And I could remember in my previous video, some person has asking the same question over and over again. And I've talked about it in my previous video that the UK government said from the 11th of March, you cannot come with your dependent. Meaning, even if you're in the UK and you have not switched to this visa before the 11th of March, you cannot come with your dependent. Whether your children are in the UK or not, they cannot stay after the 11th of March if you have not switched to this visa, except your kids are born in the UK. They are not affected with the changes made for 11th of March. And the next that will take effect this month of April is from 4th of April 2024, certificate of sponsorship issued for application to the health and care worker visa route. For this occupation, paid by NHS band will need to meet the national pay scale for their role, or the new minimum salary threshold of £23,200. Guys, this one is huge, and it said whichever is higher. This is an increase from 20,960. For those of you that don't know, for to be able to be sponsored, meaning for you to work in the UK on this health and care worker visa, you will need to make 20,960. That's to before. Now the UK government has changed it to £23,200. That is what you need to make per annum to be able to get this certificate of sponsorship. And under it went further saying, roles that are not on national pay scale will need to meet a general salary threshold of 29,000. This will apply to both new application and to extension or existing visas. All health and care visa holder will continue to be exempted from paying the immigration health surcharge. For those of you that don't know, the immigration health surcharge is, what we pay or what you will need to pay in order to access the NHS trust. Like if you're not feeling fine, you go to your GP. If you're pregnant, you can give birth. That is your insurance. So if you're on a health and care worker visa, you're being exempted. But if you're coming on the visa from other route, you will need to pay this IHS fee, which is £1,035. This changes commence from February. I think February 6th. That's when they made this changes. So you need to start paying £1,035 in order to have access to your GP, hospitals, and so on. I know some of you will be confused, asking questions like, so does that mean for those of us already on sponsorship, are we affected? Well, this is what you say for those of you already on this health and care worker visa, which was or used to be 20,960, that has been changed to 23,200. It says those already on a skilled worker visa before the immigration rules changes should be exempted from the new salary threshold when they change occupation or sponsor, extend or settle, but their pay should progress in line with the resident workers. It simply means those of you already in the previous route are exempted. So this applies to the new set of persons that will be applying for UK healthcare worker visa. So if you apply for healthcare worker visa, just know that your threshold has changed. However, I don't think it should be an issue. I just feel like even if your employer is paying £12, £13 or £11, I feel like they might, increase your hours of work. Well, should I say I'm encouraging you not to worry? I feel that's what I'm doing now. So some person will be like, there's no hope again. I think you should not say there's no hope. There's still hope. Meaning, if you still plan to come to the UK on a health and care worker visa, I feel like employers will start increasing hours of work. I don't know if you understand. So let's say, for example, if you're under the route of that 20,960, you probably might be working 3 times a week. Because if you're working 3 times a week, you still meet up to that threshold. Do you understand what I'm saying? If your employer is paying you £11, you should meet that 20,960. So now that they have increased it, maybe you start working like 4 times a week. So your contract hour might be like maybe for something hours. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. And also there's a part that is a bit complicated. So if you're on a healthcare worker visa currently, maybe as at the time for sponsorship it was 20,960, and maybe your care company gives you 4 years. Mind you, before you get indefinite leave to remain in the UK, you need at least 5 years, isn't it? So for that 4 years that you have, you need to renew your visa. On the government website it says when you're renewing that visa, that is when you need that new minimum threshold. Meaning, when renewing that visa, you need to make at least 23,200. But for now, we are exempted. Do you guys understand what's happening? So it's a bit tricky, to be honest. It's kind of confusing, but yeah. For now, we're exempted. But when you are renewing, for those persons that are giving 3 years, because some persons, I know they give some persons 3 years, some persons 4 years. Why for those persons that are giving 5 years, I would say they are lucky, because after that 5 years you get your indefinite leave to remain. So the UK is really becoming so tight. I feel like senior carers are the one that most of the time make this 23,200. So I feel like they are just going for senior carers currently. That's what I feel, because it'll be difficult to see a care home paying £23,000 for just a care worker. I feel like it will be difficult. But if you're working for agency, there's possibility that you make up to that amount, because most of the time agency pay more. I don't know if you understand the gist, but do not panic anyway. I'm just sharing with you guys the latest changes and latest updates. This is UK for you. You could just wake up in the morning and they've made another changes. Well, that is it for that. This particular one, I know it will hit so many carers, because at this point some persons are already giving up, saying UK is not for me, because with these changes it's something else. I'm not even gonna lie. And on the next point, it said from April 4th 2024, certificate of sponsorship issued for overseas workers requiring a general skilled worker visa such as data analyst, IT, finance professional, etc., but sponsored by an NHS organization will need to meet the new salary threshold of 38,700. This will not be increased in stages. So this particular one are for those persons that are applying for skilled worker visa. I always say this: NHS are sponsoring people in different departments, both IT, radiographers, aside from nurse and care workers, other field. Honestly speaking, check out NHS Trust. They are always recruiting. So at the end of the day, the only visa route that cannot come with their family, or should I say dependent, is the care workers and the senior care workers. So if you still want to come to the UK with your dependent, you can check out NHS Trust, check out other visa routes or other occupation code, and trust me, you'll be able to come with your dependent. I know some of the thresholds are a bit high, But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just senior carers and care workers that are not allowed to come with their dependent. Well, I don't feel the need to share with you guys this latest update. If you find this video interesting and informative to watch, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you guys in my next post. Bye, guys.